None else? Okay, good. Tia, do you have any updates?
No.
Okay. And nothing on policy right now. So let's move it along to the superintendent's report.
Do you want to do a roll call attendance?
Yes, we should.
Mr. Palmer?
Here.
Mr. Longo? Mr. Hennessy?
Here.
Ms. Johnson?
Here.
Ms. Putney?
Here.
Ms. Santiago?
Here.
Mr. Stacy? Ms. Torello?
Here.
Dr. DeLucia?
Here. Glasses on so I can see it, actually. All right. Now, superintendent's report.
Superintendent's report?
Yeah.
I just want to say congratulations again to the East Haven High School co-op hockey team for their very commanding win on Sunday evening to bring home a state championship title. It was a magnificent game. There were so many fans there to support them. It was very well deserved, and we're very happy and excited for them. So congratulations to them.
That's wonderful.
We good?
Brings
I'm
us to
just gonna-
assistant superintendent's
Yes,
report.
Okay, thank you. So in an expansion of our discussion of school climate and culture building programs, we welcome our dynamic duo from JMMS, Darcy Doyon and Nate Testrope, with a large number of their wonderful students tonight. Tonight, you're going to hear about a range of programs and initiatives at JMMS that are as diverse as the students they're designed to engage. And I think what you're going to see is that that's exactly the point. Nate and Darcy know their students. They know how to engage their students within the classroom, but also outside the classroom, and provide opportunities that build community, that foster kindness and connection, and support the development of the attributes that define our vision of the graduate. So, welcome Darcy and her team.
Students. Nate and I truly believe that the more involved kids are, the more they are connected to school, the better our climate and culture is, and the better that students perform overall. We have a lot of really wonderful clubs that take place after school. We have some programs that take place during school, but I think they're sometimes overlooked. And when we were asked to come and talk about culture and climate, I could not come up with any better solution than to have our students themselves come. So we're going to highlight a few of the programs that we run at JMS with a couple of our kids from each program coming up and talking. They're a little bit nervous, but they're going to speak slowly, right? Slower than you think you're speaking, right? All right. So to start off with this evening, we're going to start with a program that you are all very familiar with, and that is our Aviation Exploring program. Chris Petronella from JMMS. Come on up, Chris. AJ Florenzano from JMMS. Come on up, guys. And did Madison make it? Yes, come on up, Madison. And Madison Williams from EHA. As you know, it's a joint program between JMMS and EHA. Come on, guys. I'm going to give you the mic here. All right.
Okay.
So they've practiced, they're good. So I want you to hold the microphone so everybody can hear you and speak slowly, okay?
All right.
Hi, my name is AJ Florenzano from JMMS.
I'm Chris Petronella from JMMS.
And I'm Madison Williams from East Haven Academy.
We are part of the Aviation Exploration Program, which is a joint program between JMMS and East Haven Academy. We meet once a month to work on different projects. Right now, we are working on a paper rocket to test to see how far they can go. By doing this, we are learning about aerodynamics.
We had a Zoom call with astronaut Frederick Gregory, who is a veteran of 3 shuttle missions and has lodged over 455 hours in space. We learned that astronauts grow some food and also eat freeze-dried food. This was an exhilarating experience because we were able to learn about many things that astronauts did in space shuttles.
Each year, we visit Tweed Airport in New Haven and are able to see how they operate the airport. This shows us how many different career options that airport has, such as working with TSA, accounting, flight attendant, pilot, and more.
We had an opportunity to visit Sikorsky. When we were at Sikorsky, we had to wear badges that said escort required and had to leave our phones behind. We were also able to see different types of helicopters they were building. We were also able to see the factory and how they prepare and make parts. We had an opportunity to visit Igor Sikorsky's office as well, which had model planes and helicopters.
2 years ago, we traveled to Orlando to use a flight simulator and had the opportunity for this trip as well this year. We were able to fly and land the plane. It felt real and was pretty scary, but an amazing experience. We had to center the plane on the runway and be sure not to crash. We also had to learn how to take off. When we were taking off, the simulator tilted so it felt real.
At the end of the year, we were able to partner with Robertson Aviation at Tweed to fly two-seater planes. We had to do all the preparations to take off. One of us sits in the pilot seat while the other sits in the back. Surprisingly, while trying to take off, the plane is very hot, but once we are in the sky, it cools down. Although there is a pilot seat next to us, we have to make sure the plane is steady and maintains the proper altitude. We also have to aim for the runway and the pilots, then land the plane. This was an awesome experience, and last year we were able to see a blimp over New Haven Harbor.
This program gives me something to look forward and has given me more opportunities to learn about aviation. Some students do it for fun, but some are interested in becoming a pilot. This program has opened my eyes to how many career opportunities there are in aviation, and we recommend this program to other students.
As you know, we are so fortunate to have the partnership with Avello and the Explorers program that we have. We've been able to do some great field trips and provide the kids with some great experiences. We always thank you for your support. Little side note, we had a meeting with Avello the other day, RJ and myself, and a really neat story we shared about a student who was in the program the first year that we started it, who has moved on to take flying lessons to get his pilot's license, and his mother, who used to be an East Haven bus driver, is now a stewardess for Avello. So they've been taking the whole community, and your support of the program is amazing, so thank you.
That's
All
awesome.
right, next up, we have Cindy Duarte and Rob Sanchez for Educators Rising. Educators Rising is the program that we have at JMMS this year that the kids are going to tell you a little bit more about, and it is a program for those interested in going into the field of education.
Good evening. My name is Sandy Duarte.
My name is Arson Sanchez.
We are members of the Educators Rising program. Educators Rising is a nationwide club that is held here at JMMS for 8th grade students and is run by Mrs. LeMay. It's a club for individuals who are interested in being teachers, and there are currently 10 8th grade students participating in it. We work with a class of 2nd graders at the East Haven Academy.
During our meetings, we discuss lesson plans, professional dress, being professional in work environments, and what it takes to be a teacher.
We've learned that our demeanor impacts the students' behaviors and that we need to stay calm. We've learned to be respectful to the teachers of the classroom, follow her rules, and understand that it is her class. We've learned that being a teacher takes a lot of patience and dedication.
We have that Educators Rising has completed a lot of events with the 2nd graders. One of our most events is a Thanksgiving project with the students. We decorated balloons with the students. We split it into groups, brainstormed on what design we were going to make, and what was the most optimal design they wanted to make. We first guided on the ways on how to do the design and decorating. The experience was a pleasurable experience, but it was also nervous. It was also nerve-wracking because it was a new experience for everybody to experience.
In my group, there was an issue between one of the students because they wanted to make a character that everybody else disagreed with. So we decided to go with what the majority wanted. I made sure that everybody had a fair turn and that each student was included in the project and participated. I made sure that everybody's ideas were included and to not leave anybody out.
And then on our next event, where with our 2nd graders, we did the New Year's resolution project, where we made a little flip book with the year 2025. In this little flip book, under every single number, they wrote about a resolution they wanted to make this new year. We give them examples on what they could write on as a New Year's resolution: reading more books, playing more sports, or going outside more. was it, this this experience was an exciting experience because we get to communicate with the second graders on what they wanted to accomplish this new year, and it helped us get closer to them and see what was their goals for the year.
In March, we did Read Across America with our second graders. We read books to the students that they all wanted, and it was a challenge to get the students to pay attention because some wanted to fool around. This taught me that it's important to maintain a good attitude and tone even when you don't have their attention. You need to learn how to. I'm sorry. This taught me that it was important to maintain a good attitude and tone, and that it also needs to not be boring to have their attention.
Us and the second graders also did a mood meter. We also did a mood meter and box breathing with them. We taught them students how to inhale for 4, hold for 4, and exhale for 4, and then rest. This helped them be more relaxed and calm, helping them how to know how to help them a way to calm down if they're feeling stressed or are anxious or feel a strong emotion that they can't relax. We also did the mood meter with the students, discussing how they felt that day and why they were feeling that day. Everybody felt really happy then.
When I was in the 5th grade, my class job was being the teacher's helper. At that point, I decided that I wanted to be a teacher. Being in this club has given us a lot more patience and has helped us learn that everybody is different and everyone is going to have a different attitude, and that you have to learn to work your way around it. It's taught me to be mindful of how everyone is feeling and what everyone thinks in order to have everyone's opinion in mind so that they feel included.
I loved when the kids were telling me about their experiences, and they were like, this guy named the kids and just fooling around on the carpet. And I said, yeah, welcome to our world. All right, so this next one is mock trial, and presenting for us tonight for mock trial, I have Lexi Ramos and Jay LaBorte. Come on up, guys. So mock trial is run through the Connecticut Bar Association. The kids are going to tell you more about their personal experiences with it, but it gives kids an opportunity to experience our legal system and become a part of it through the mock trial experience. It was an absolutely phenomenal experience for them, and I'm excited for them to tell you a little bit more about it.
Good afternoon, everyone. I hope your day was great. As you know, my name is Jay LaMoore, and I'm an 8th grader at JMS. My friend Alexis and I will be telling you all about mock trial, so we hope you are able to enjoy hearing us talk about this and see the benefits we were able to get out of this club.
Good evening. My name is Alexis Ramos, and today here at this Board of Ed meeting, I would like to talk about the impact of words in the court. Upon joining this club, I did not fully realize just how big of a difference there was between the phrases "I suppose" or "I think so" / "don't think so" and the words "yes" or "no." With my affidavit, I could never really use the words "yes" or "no." My new identity, Robin Buckley, wasn't sure of much. I assumed a lot, which was painfully hard to work with and admit with when answering questions, but it was so fun to work with. During my cross-examination, I was asked to stick to the words to "yes" or "no" for the following questions, to which I did not comply. I showed my hesitancy, which not only reflected my character's assumptions, but my defiance against the plaintiff team. I would do it again because it taught me just how hard it was to stick to my claims, and this club taught me just how much of an impact my words can have on one another.
This program that the E7 middle schools had offered us was an amazing experience and beneficial to everyone who was involved in it. You might not have known this, but this year's mock trial team was the first ever mock trial team that the E7 middle schools have had. Although this was our first time, we learned so much from this. A few examples of what we learned was the ability to communicate properly, how to debate with other people in a respectful manner, to be responsible of knowing what we need to, and to work together cohesively as a team. Going back to what I first said, we all learned how to communicate properly. This was shown either by making sure we asked the right questions to our witnesses as an attorney, or giving the right answer with a bit of sass to the other team's attorneys. Being able to properly communicate was such an important asset to the team. The next benefit we were able to get was learning how to debate with other people in a respectful manner. This ability may seem in a way redundant, but serves importance as we grow into adults. Although there were times when we didn't want to be respectful, we knew we had to, so we stuck with that and stayed respectful toward the other team and the judge. The next ability we learned was being responsible to learn our material and to know what we needed for court. To elaborate on what I mean by this, we all took personal time outside of the meetings that were held to either learn our affidavits or to learn the correct skills to properly work in court. We all were individually responsible to come back with new ideas and ways to work better, being resilient no matter how many times we messed up or got confused, showing determination. The last benefit, which I personally think was the most important, was that we learned how to work together as a team. We all walked into Mr. Bonagiso's room, most of us not knowing who each other were, and by the end of the mock trial, we all grew together, both in court and as friends. We all trusted each other to learn everything and tie it all together to try our best to succeed at what we put hours of after-school meetings to, and it paid off. I said previously that we were the first mock trial team that JMS has ever had, and I won't lie to you, it showed at our competition. Yes, it is true that both our teams had lost in court at the competition, but it is also true that the teams we went against had years of experience on us. Even after these teams having so much experience over us, we did not go down and fight a fight. We did not lose by a landslide, as others may think, but rather we lost by mere points, showing that we did very well for our first ever competition. I personally was told by the other teams that for being first years, that we did, in their words, amazing, and I strongly believe and stand by that.
Mock trial is a club that I and my partner think should occur again next year. We think this should occur again because it allowed JMMS and EHA to have a look into the world of law, as well as learn about new career opportunities. It did not only strengthen our friendships, but gave us a new profound passion and dedication. Our formalities even improved. This experience can help others as much as it helped us, and we hope to see it again.
I would like to just mention that the adults that worked with us, who were Miss Liz, Mr. Lou, Mr. Bonagiso, and Mr. Gagliardi, did an amazing job at teaching us how the courtroom works. Without the tremendous help they provided us, we would not have been able to do as well as we could. Thank you.
Ago at Dag and Wallingford, and I was blown away. Like Jay said, for the first time having a team, the amount of time and effort that they put in. You guys met like, what, 2-3 times a week after school for a couple of hours each day. Mr. Bonagiso volunteered his time to pull this off. There were other community members who helped out, and I was so impressed with what our students were able to do at that competition. So thank you guys. Great job. Future Cities in here maybe a couple of years ago. I'm not positive. But Future Cities is a competition that we've been running as an enrichment program. When we break off our win groups during the day, students get what they need. I think that's what the program is for, is what I need. And not all of our students need remediation. So the students who need to excel, move on, and be challenged, we put into some different enrichment programs. Future City is the program that we're running for our 6th graders this year. And we have 2 teams with us. We have Donna Lara and Julia Morin. Come on up. And we have Gianni in Utah. Why don't you guys come up at the same time? And they're going to share with you a little bit about their projects. So, I'd just like to play this quickly for you. This is just kind of a quick film of the classroom and what's happening in there. Like 12 seconds of collaboration. So you'll notice that it's just teams working together, talking, collaborating, figuring things out as they're working on building their models. They do an amazing job. And Rob, I lost my all right.
Hi, I'm Donna.
And I'm Julia.
And we are 6th graders that go to JMMS. Today we are here to talk about a special class that we have in our school called Future Cities. Future Cities is a class that some chosen 6th graders take during one time. Instead of learning about math and reading or doing our iReady minutes, we are building a futuristic city.
There are 2 parts of this class. One, the enrichment part, where we learn about things like who's going to fund our city, what things we need to keep our citizens happy, and many other things. The other half of Future Cities is the fun part, which is building, where we get to work in teams to build our city. Though one part is more fun than the other, both are still crucial to building our city.
At the beginning of the year, we got a list for this class. This list includes materials that we could use and tools that we need for building our city. Here are some things on our list of what to buy/get for building our city. Newspaper, yarn, tissue paper, corks, bubble wrap, egg cartons, sponges, packing peanuts, styrofoam, and any boxes that we could find around in our houses.
Here is our city. We started building 2 weeks ago, so we aren't too far into our project, but we're going at a good pace. The blue floor might confuse you at first, but it's because the future city is supposed to be floating on water, which makes it even harder for us to prevent natural disasters that include water. But as teams, we came up with ideas to prevent them. Starfish City, which is our city name, has a unique design, if you will. Instead of making one big island, we split our island into multiple islands that have different purposes to fulfill different needs.
If you look at the screen, you can see different circular islands. We've built some of our islands already, like School and Work Island, but there are still many others that we're working on. One of our main islands that we've started to build is our home island, where our citizens will live. It's a big island that has a big green patches of grass on it that we've made out of sponges. There are many other islands and features in our city, and many other rules in Future Cities class, but we have to wrap up here. Thank you for listening and learning about Future Cities with us, and have a good night.
And Gianni and Utah are second team.
Hello, I'm Yuta Ito.
And I'm Gianni Torres.
And we are here to tell you about what we learned in our Future City Enrichment class. The first thing we did was play the SimCity game to get a general knowledge of what building and designing a city feels like. Then we learned about the fundings, zoning, meaning where we place different kinds of buildings, technologies such as transportation, production of goods, and power sources, and laws. We came up with futuristic technology that will benefit our lives. The one thing that is very unique to our city is the way we get our power source. We use water pumps to bring water up and drop it down to a series of water mills to generate a lot of energy really quickly. We answered and researched about different questions about all these topics to get more knowledge on them before we started building.
Then we started building our city. We brought in recyclable materials such as cardboard, packing peanuts, shoe boxes, bubble wrap, and more. We traced our different zones where groups of buildings such as education, factories, military, residential, commercial, and governmental would go. We separated each zones in different islands to organize the city. After we got used to the building, we started working on our presentation segment to show other groups our unique elements of our city and the process it took to build it. In our other enrichment class, we started making a brochure on our cities and how they work. All of these things could be important in the real world because if we ever got the chance to design segments of a city, we would already have some experience. It could also lead to other jobs such as politicians and judges. We hope you understand what we learned in our Future City and enrichment class.
They've been working so hard. I chuckle that they think the building is a lot more fun than the research, but I'm also not surprised. So next up is another new program that we're running this year, and this is our peer mentoring program. Is Scarlett here? Yeah. Oh, okay. If I could have Scarlett, Emily, and Carla, please. So this peer mentoring program is grant funded. Thanks to Adam in pulling through this grant for us in order to support this. It's been developed to help students build friendships, develop social skills, and create a supportive school community, which these guys have done a wonderful job doing. It two microphones. You what? You're going last.
Good evening. My name is Emily Gaye, and I'm in 8th grade. Today, my group and I will be talking about the Peer Mentoring Club at JMMS and our experiences while being in it. Within these past few months, we've seen immense growth in our 6th grade mentees. Our 6th graders have shown progress in their attitudes and in their perspectives in school. This club has also helped me and other 8th graders gain leadership skills. In this program, I have the opportunity to help 6th graders improve, which makes me think about what I would have wanted as a 6th grader. This helps me guide the mentees. I also mix in general experiences. I think of each 6th grader and what I feel could help them personally. This helps me see things on a larger scale.
Good evening. My name is Carla Ramsey, and I am an 8th grader at JMMS. As a warm-up, we do an activity, talk about our feelings, and at the beginning of each quarter, we review grades from the previous quarter. We work with the 6th graders to help them develop both academic and social goals. For instance, We talk about how to improve grades and how to build confidence talking and meeting new people. We also work with our mentees on solutions to how to meet their goals and things they can improve on.
Good evening. My name is Scarlett Pizzi, and I'm a 6th grader. Today, I will be explaining how peer mentoring has helped me in the long run. My academics and social life has changed so much after joining peer mentoring. My academics have never been this high. I received high honor roll second quarter for the first time. I have been to both of the VOG breakfasts for my hard work and showing the attributes of vision of the graduate. My social life has also been a lot different for a lot of good reasons. I was not very social in the beginning of 6th grade, but I have learned to come out of my shell more.
This club has had an overall beneficial impact on both the 6th grade mentees and 8th grade mentors. This program has helped give 6th graders the opportunity to build confidence and find solutions to help them academically and socially for their future experiences. The 8th graders have gained characteristics such as responsibility, leadership, and patience whilst working among younger people. That's it.
It's really been an amazing program. Next up, as another enrichment program that we run during WIN for our 7th graders, is National History Day, and we have a whole team with us today. Come on up, ladies. What do you mean no? Did you just say no? All right. So, thank you. All right. So we have Beatrice, Kate, Olivia, and Felicia presenting for National History Day.
Good evening. My name is Felicia Alvarado.
Paige Nelson.
And Olivia Zdanowitz. In our enrichment WIN class, we started a project that we would present for National History Day at Southern University. It took some deep thinking to come up with a very meaningful topic, but in the end, we all agreed that abortion rights would be the most impactful.
The process included selecting a topic and doing a great deal of research, which resulted in many deep discussions. Although we could have done a play, a website, or a paper, or an exhibit, we decided an exhibit would be most beneficial to us.
After determining we were going to do an exhibit, we had to do a deep dive into research to have accurate details for our exhibit and process paper. It was a challenge to find accurate websites because this topic is so overlooked, and most of the sources we found were biased. This process made us more aware of ongoing problems happening in today's society and helped us realize the difference between secondary and primary searches. It helped us be able to build upon our researching skills and collaboration skills.
This experience helped us become better problem solvers because it taught us how to be resilient during tough times. It taught us how to be independent, yet also work together more efficiently with people we might not know. Also, creating this exhibit did take lots of resilience, perseverance, and diligence.
Having the honor to present at Southern Connecticut State University was... Having the honor to present at Southern Connecticut State University was a great opportunity for us to show off our researching skills and our teamwork. We do believe that in the future, if we get the same opportunity or a similar opportunity, we would do better than this presentation and take all of the feedback given to us.
Although we did not score very high, we understand that this is our first time ever doing this project and that there were most likely many flaws, but it also came with the fun of working with your friends and exploring new topics to research.
This experience fueled our interest and intrigued us to do more research and learn new things. The experience and the topic was very interesting and fun to learn about. The judges were very kind and gave us great feedback based on our project. We plan to reflect.
For some background information, our project was about abortion rights. We studied this topic for about 3 months. We learned a lot of new information that we hadn't done before. While we got some very good feedback from the judges, we are still learning from our mistakes and understand that this is our very first time presenting at Southern University. After the feedback, we reflected and reviewed our mistakes, and if we get the chance to do it again, we will more accurately set our exhibit up. Thank you.
I love how reflective each of the groups are. They know that they're new to this and they're willing to take that feedback and continue to grow. And that's part of our vision of the graduate. That's what we're looking for. Do you think I need a microphone?
Yeah, I think that
You
he
think
wants
so?
you to have one. He wants you to have one. Yeah.
So
there you go.
We talk about our vision of the graduate, and at JMMS, we have habits of success that we grade students on. And what we're looking for is for students to show the attributes of habits of success. And kids who make honors and high honors are recognized in the newspaper, but we have students who work really, really hard and don't necessarily get A's. But they're students who we truly feel need to be recognized because that hard work and dedication and those academic behaviors are truly what help students be successful when they grow up. Not that we don't want to see the A's and B's, but we know that if they have those really great academic qualities, such as being a responsible citizen, and you guys are all very familiar with our vision of the graduate. At JMMS, we look for students who arrive on time for class, bring their materials that they need to be successful, being prepared, following school rules, etc. This has gone over the students on a regular basis. They set goals for themselves each quarter in areas that they think that they need to grow. We also score on being a goal-directed and resilient individual. And again, from what we've seen from these students, they are very goal-directed and very resilient. What we started this year is a Habits of Success recognition breakfast to celebrate excellence. So you don't have to be on honor roll, you don't have to have A's and B's, but if you're the kid who's working hard all the time, then you're celebrated. We were lucky enough to be able to partner with Sodexo to provide a catered breakfast for our students about a week or two after the end of each quarter, where they are served on regular plates, tablecloths, table centers, etc. And they get to miss first period and have breakfast with us. While we are at breakfast, not only do they dine in luxury, but they also get to play bingo and win bicycles. So we were also very fortunate this year to win a Department of Transportation grant for $5,000 in which we used to purchase bicycles and helmets for students. We give these away as attendance incentives, academic incentives, etc. And we give away bikes at our Bingo and Bikes academic breakfast. First time we did it, we had 77 students who were invited to the breakfast. Second time that we did it, we had 93. We're hoping after this quarter that we can celebrate even more of our students as they're excited to be there. Allie, come on up. At the beginning of the year, we had a gentleman in to talk to us about Ryan's story, and this was an extremely powerful presentation. Come on up. An extremely powerful presentation that Allie's going to talk to you a little bit about.
Oh, okay. Good evening, Board of Ed officials. My name is Alessandra Ruggiero, and I am an 8th grader at Joseph Malillo Middle School. On National Anti-Bullying Day, Joseph Malillo Middle School came together to listen to a presentation made by John Halligan, the father of 13-year-old Ryan Halligan. Ryan was a victim of bullying and died by suicide. JMMS learned about Ryan's childhood, challenges, and how his father educates others to fight and prevent bullying. Mr. Halligan stated that you can, quote, turn any ink blot into a butterfly, which opened the eyes of many and taught students that perseverance is key. The school as a whole participated in multiple activities and learned the signs of suicidal thoughts and how to stand up to bullying. We also did puzzle posters and pasted them on the classroom doors to promote individuality while also showing how we as a people all fit together. The program No Place for Hate was also a major part of the events that took place on Anti-Bullying Day, for a set of slides regarding No Place for Hate showed students the types of bullying, social biases, and why bystanders tend to veer away from situations. The presentation made by Ryan's father was also followed by multiple reflection questions and was very beneficial to the school community. It gave students and staff the opportunity to reflect and learn the signs of suicidal thoughts, as well as how to stand up to bullying and prevent it. Overall, Ryan's story educated many at JMMS and the I'm so sorry. And the event students participated on National Anti-Bullying Day taught them how to raise awareness to prevent suicide and bullying in their community. I was so close. Thank you.
I would now like to welcome Nate Testro to talk to you a little bit about an upcoming program that we have as we continue to look at our culture and climate and fight bullying at JMMS.
Yeah, so as the year pushes forward, we're obviously nonstop. We're collecting data, qualitative data, quantitative data, and we steer the decisions that we make for what our school needs based on what we're seeing in our day-to-day, right? We have internal systems, we have external feedback systems, and we want to make sure that we balance the amount of time kids are in class versus the amount of extra things that we bring in. This next one we do feel is important. This has also been funded through the Connecticut Highway Association, or actually, yes, through the Connecticut Highway Association. We are going to have Choices Matter come in on April 10th. Our students don't know this yet. We're having a guest speaker named Steve Empt come in to do a presentation about the importance of making good choices. Steve Empt was a teacher at one point. I don't want to give his whole bio because they will hear it. I don't want to ruin it. But he was a teacher at one point, made a couple poor choices in his life, and ended up being paralyzed. We will tie that in with an Anti-Defamation League activity, which encompasses No Place for Hate, about the importance of accommodations in the workplace and in school, and all the different scenarios where they are used on an everyday basis. So this presentation will hit on both of those things, and we'll keep that theme up with another guest speaker coming in from Yale in coming months to talk about the same idea of making good choices with a little bit of a tighter lens about vaping. So those are two things that are on the way. And we had this last slide because it is the big encompassing idea, right? Climate and culture is huge in a building, and all the students I'm looking at right now are drivers of that. We work as a team. I need them more than they need me, let's face it. They are the ones who are participating in these activities. They're leading me. They're giving me feedback. We have club sponsors here. We have adults who work with these kids every day here, and thank you all for coming. But the big idea is that we want to become a No Place for Hate school every year. Last year, we won the distinction. This year, we are well on our way to winning the distinction again. There are certain criteria you have to hit. It's not easy, but we will get it every year. It's a system that I think is important. It's a system that the kids have bought into. And we actually have for our last activity of the year to meet the criteria, we actually have another person who sits on the Connecticut board chapter of the ADL coming in to work with students, staff, and parents as well to run some feedback groups that will lead us into our last activity. So all of this sort of encompasses, all these activities sort of encompass No Place for Hate. We value inclusivity. We value all the ideas of hard work and that everybody kind of gets a fair shake, and we're slowly trying to build that in our community. So that sort of wraps up that portion of it. Thank you.
So as I started out saying, Nate and I truly believe that the more we offer kids to have an opportunity to be involved and included in school, the better it makes our building. I would love for, first of all, there are quite a few adults here who have worked with the clubs. If you guys could all stand up for just a second. I know we've got Mr. Caraff over here. I saw Ms. Bizarro. So we've got quite a few people here who have volunteered their time. If we could give them a round of applause. If it were not for the adults, we couldn't be running these programs, so thank you all so much for the time that you put into these programs. This group of students is amazing. They are a sampling of what is at JMMS. If I could have invited every student from our building who has something to share about how amazing they are or how amazing their opportunities or experiences are, the library would be full. But if you guys could stand up again for a round of applause because you are amazing. And I'm so proud of each and every one of you. And I think parents who have been at our assemblies know that I will never let anything end without us giving a round of applause for the parents, because if it weren't for them supporting their kids, we'd be nowhere. So thank you very much to the parents who took the time to get your kids here tonight. The work that we've been doing is evidenced in some of the data that we see. Our chronic absenteeism this month is down 4%. Our suspension rate is down 23%. And we continue to try to create an environment at JMMS where kids want to come, want to learn, where staff wants to be. Our staff attendance is much better than it used to be. And we hope that we are doing everything that we can and will continue to try to do even more for the students and for the families and communities of JMMS. So thank you for taking the time to listen to our kids and everything they have to offer. You guys did awesome. Thank you.
A lot of wrestlers. A lot of wrestlers. Yeah, a lot of those kids are wrestlers. Yeah.
Great job. You're welcome. Great job. Thank you. Great job.
Oh. Wait. Oh, maybe that's all there is. That's why. Sorry.
Okay. COFO.
Questions on POs, invoices? Mayor?
Just a couple.
Yeah.
How are we billed for the police for the traffic duty at the middle school?
So it's based on their overtime rate of the officer that is available for that
So
morning.
it's not every day, though?
It's not every day.
So
It's
they
whenever
keep
there's
track of
availability.
how many times they're there. So that's why there's two different amounts here, because it
Correct.
depends on how often.
They can't promise us a person
Yeah.
every morning, but when there is a person, whoever is available, it's that rate that we're billed for that day.
Okay. Are they there in the afternoon, too?
Yes.
Okay. I know.
Getting
it's-
in and out of that back entrance is,
I know. I go by there sometimes, and
Without a
sometimes I
police
see them,
officer, it's a little
sometimes I
tricky.
don't. Okay.
Darcy screens the bill pretty intently, picked up, you know, she will make corrections and email us when it's wrong.
Yeah, okay, good. And Erica, this one's for you. The admin support plan, is that the platform that the admins use for evaluations?
What page are you on? Let me just- before I
16,
answer, I just wanna
16.
make sure.
Marcia Brenner Associates?
Oh, no, that's, Marcia,
so,
go ahead.
Marcia Brenner is a third party that TechU uses. We enter an annual contract with them to provide services. So that we buy like a group of hours from them, and they build on the plugins that are into PowerSchool. For example, like Cafe or an attendance module that's outside, that's not a added feature in PowerSchool. They work on the outside to fine-tune the plugins or build reports or build repositories for us to use.
I don't think I understand what you're, so give me another example.
So Cafe is our food service module, right? When you buy the plugin for Cafe that talks to PowerSchool.
This is all PowerSchool.
It's within PowerSchool, but the reports that are in the plugin don't come out of the box. So we pay a third party, Marcia Brenner, we meet with them, we give them our needs, and they build those reports within PowerSchool for us.
Because I don't think I've seen this before. How often are we billed?
So we have an annual contract with them.
Okay.
So I believe this is one part of the annual piece, because it says annual. I can double check that.
Okay.
But I believe if you buy the bank of hours on an annual basis, it's cheaper when buying them in bulk than it is on a per project basis.
Okay.
But,
Thank you.
yeah.
They use it a lot for the scheduling process.
Okay.
So right now, they're building schedules for next year. and
Okay.
So more of those hours are being.
So it's all associated with what's going on in PowerSchool. Okay, thank you for the
plugins
explanation.
Generate letters and automate services and calls and things of that nature, so that it's not such a manual process, because when we bought PowerSchool, you remember, it was a shell.
Yes.
We've built a lot through this consulting service for plugins to meet our specific district's needs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome. Anything else?
Okay.
I'm good. Thank you.
All right. So that moves us along to the meeting minutes from March 11th. Does anybody have any revisions or objections? No? Then we will accept the minutes. Bringing us to new business, 6.1, which is discussion and possible action on the approval of the out-of-state field trip request to Johnson & Wales in Providence, Rhode Island.
Michelle, just to back up, audience of the citizens, is that next?
Oh, my.
I don't think
No,
there's
no, no.
anybody here to speak, but just.
I am missing an entire page because that's the only thing on that page tonight, okay, which is why I didn't see it. So who would like to speak this evening? Coming on up? No?
Okay.
Just okay. All right. Okay, all right. So, all right, back to 6.1.
Yes.
Okay. Discussion and possible action on the approval of the out-of-state field trip request to Johnson & Wales University in Providence, Rhode Island. This was on our last agenda, correct?
Yes.
And we needed more clarification?
Mhm.
Yes, it
Yeah.
was provided.
Okay,
Yeah, the revisions were much clearer.
okay, perfect. Great. Any clarifications? If not, I'll ask for a motion.
I will make a motion to approve the out-of-state field trip request to Johnson & Wales University in Providence, Rhode Island.
Second.
Okay. Any questions, comments? If not, roll call vote.
Ms. De Palma?
Yes.
Ms. DeLongo?
Yes.
Mr. Hennessy? Yes. Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Putney?
Yes.
Ms. Santiago?
Yes.
Ms. Torello?
Yes.
Dr. DeLucia?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Brings us to 6.2, discussion and possible action on the approval of the Overbrook Assistant Teacher Contract Template. As you know, each year we bring the template rather than individual contracts, just due to the quantity of employees that would fall here. If anyone has any clarifiers, otherwise I'm going to ask for a motion.
These are grant-funded positions, correct?
Correct.
Are they completely? Yes.
Yep.
Thank you.
These are. I'll make a motion to approve the Overbrook Assistant Teacher Contract Template.
Second?
Any other questions or comments? If not, roll call.
Ms. De Palma?
Yes.
Ms. DeLongo?
Yes.
Mr. Hennessy? Yes. Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Putney?
Yes.
Ms. Santiago?
Yes.
Ms. Torello?
Yes.
Dr. DeLucia?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Discussion, 6.3, discussion and possible action on the approval of the Overbrook Lead Teacher Contract Template. Same scenario. Any clarifiers? If not, I will ask for a motion.
I have I don't know if this is really the time, but I had looked at the, for the list of people who will be hired. I just thought the salaries were not appropriate for one person in particular, so, but I don't know that
not
it's
this.
really, I don't know if there's another spot to kind of object to that.
It's not,
So-
it's not.
Salaries
this
is the
just
next
template.
motion.
Salaries
Oh,
the
okay, it
next
is.
action
I'm
item.
sorry, I missed
Yep.
that. Okay, all right.
So,
Motion?
make a motion to approve the Overbrook Lead Teacher Contract Template.
Second?
Okay. Any other questions?
Who did that?
Tia and
Comments?
Erica.
No? Roll call.
Ms. De Palma?
Yes.
Ms. DeLongo?
Yes.
Mr. Hennessy? Yes. Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Putney?
Yes.
Ms. Santiago?
Yes.
Ms. Torello?
Yes.
Dr. DeLucia?
Yes.
Motion carries.
6.4, discussion and possible action on the approval of the Overbrook staff with recommended 2025-2026 salaries. Could you expand on this item a little bit?
Yes, so generally speaking, every year we bring a list of the current salary of all of the staff members who work at the Overbrook Early Learning Center. All of this is grant funded, and the proposed salary for 2025-26.
For each position?
For each position. Yep.
Covered by grant funding, the increase.
All covered by grant funding, all submitted through the grant application,
All approved by Marissa.
all approved by Marissa.
I just, I'm wondering why one of the lead teachers is, paid so much less than the other ones, and not much more than the assistant teachers. So that was really my question.
It's based on the longevity of the individuals working in district and also their qualifications. If you noticed in the contract template, we did some updating to language specific to needing to be what's called a QSM, which is a qualified staff member, and meeting certain criteria. So you might see higher individuals for people who currently have a BA in education and are waiting to take a praxis for a teacher certification versus somebody who may only have an associate's degree meeting the minimum qualifications as a QSM.
I understand that. I just think, for this one person, which I don't even know this person or anything, it just seems, not big enough in between the assistant and the lead teacher is just my.
Is it an assistant teacher salary or a lead teacher?
The lead teacher makes, what is it, $500 more than most of the assistant teachers. One of the assistant teachers will actually make more than her.
Yeah, it's probably because of the longevity of the assistant teacher who's been there for multiple years. There are some assistant teachers who are a little higher.
It's all the assistant teachers will make she'll make $500 more than all of the assistant teachers, except one who I assume is because of longevity that she makes more than everyone else.
It could be because she came on as a new individual and has only been working with us for a year and started at the baseline salary for lead teacher. But the board doesn't have to approve any of these salaries. We can't talk about any one individuals.
No,
They're
right.
grouped together for purposes of approval, so you don't have to take action on it if you're not supportive of it, on the whole entire thing. We can't single any
No,
one out.
we can't do that.
So, it's at your discretion.
But these are put on here appropriately due to what all the.
Correct, and meetings,
qualifications.
yes, and Jennifer Piercy met with Marissa and all staff members prior to, letting them know of the potential increase and also reviewing the contract template that's in front of you as well. So they know if that goes through tonight, that is their contract that they'll be signing as a follow-up for the 25-26 school year.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
So,
It does say proposed $24, $25 though.
It does. That's incorrect. It should say 25-26.
right. Okay. So, approval,
6.4.
6.4, to take action on the Overbrook staff with recommended 25-26 salaries. It is correct here, though.
That's a motion, Tia?
I make that
Okay.
motion, yes, sorry.
Second.
Thank you, Mary Ann. Any other questions or comments? If not, roll call vote.
Ms. De Palma?
Yes.
Ms. DeLongo?
No.
Mr. Hennessy?
No.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Putney?
Yes.
Ms. Santiago?
Yes.
Ms. Torello?
No.
Dr. DeLucia?
Yes.
Motion carries.
6.5, discussion and possible action on the approval of the out-of-state field trip request to Washington, D.C.
Yes. You want to put a motion on the table?
Why don't we give a little, this is for the aviation program, right?
Yes. So, Darcy, would you like to speak a little bit to this?
So, Bailey and Jen have done an amazing job with her over the past couple of years, and we're hoping to do an overnight trip to DC in conjunction with Avello, with them, of course, sponsoring us like they always do. So the itinerary is in your packet, but we would be leaving on a Thursday at about 11:45, right in front of me. Flying down, hopefully getting a tour of the Capitol. Mike from Avello is reaching out to Rosa DeLauro to see if she can get us into the Capitol. We would tour the Capitol, we would see the monuments that evening. He also, of course, has a connection with Laz Parking to get us buses fully funded as well. So they would take us to wherever it is that we needed to go, back to the hotel. Bailey and Jen found some various hotels. There's one that's listed on there that has breakfast included that we would stay at. The bus would then take us to the Air and Space Museum the next day. We would fly out of Dulles because of the Avello schedules. We'd have to fly into Baltimore and out of Dulles. But we would fly out of Dulles, and there is also another museum there, as well as the National Transportation and Safety Board is there, that Mike is also trying to get us a tour of if this is approved. So it would be a wonderful experience. We would then leave at about 7 o'clock Friday evening and arrive back here at about 9. So we could go on from Thursday at about 11:45. We'd get bused to Tweed. Parents would pick up at Tweed when we return home.
Okay. Sounds fun.
We would go to each year. So we're trying to stage the program now so that every year there's something different for the kids. And this would be kind of their culminating trip, an overnight DC trip. We have been able to, with the help of Avello and some additional funding, do the trip at no charge to students.
Wow. Nice.
That's awesome.
Where is the funding coming from?
Grant funding.
So Avello would be paying for our flights, list the buses. All that we needed to cover was rooms and food, and that's coming from the grant.
Very nice.
All right. Do I have a motion?
I will make a motion to approve the out-of-state field trip to Washington DC.
Second.
All right. Any other questions or comments? If not, roll call vote.
Ms. De Palma?
Yes.
Ms. DeLongo?
Yes.
Mr. Hennessy?
No.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Putney?
Yes.
Ms. Santiago?
Yes.
Ms. Torello?
Yes.
Dr. DeLucia?
Yes.
Motion carries.
That brings us to 6.6, discussion and possible action on the approval of East Haven High School Technology Department asset disposal. Anyone needed any clarification? Otherwise, I will ask for a motion.
Motion to dispose of all of these things.
Second.
All right, if there's no further questions or comments, I'll ask for a roll call vote.
Ms. De Palma?
Yes.
Ms. DeLongo?
Yes.
Mr. Hennessy? Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Putney?
Yes.
Ms. Santiago?
Yes.
Ms. Torello?
Yes.
Dr. DeLucia?
Yes.
Motion carries.
All right, so I ask you to bear with me for a moment. I make a motion to add, 6.7, we're going to make a motion to add 6.8. It's a discussion and possible action on the approval of field trip to Orlando for the aviation program as well.
Second. So this is.
Just
Just
to add the item.
Just to add it.
Who did a second on that?
Karen. All right.
Who was the motion?
Roll call to add 6.8.
What, 7?
Ms. De
We're at
Palma?
6.7 is this agenda item.
This is.
6.7 is to add it, right?
Yeah.
So roll call vote on adding it?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. De Palma?
Yes.
Ms. DeLongo?
Yes.
Mr. Hennessy?
Yes.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Putney?
Yes.
Ms. Santiago?
Yes.
Ms. Torello?
Yes.
Dr. DeLucia?
Yes.
Motion carries, item added.
All right, so now it's 6.8, discussion and possible action on the approval of the aviation program out-of-state field trip to Orlando, Florida.
You want a motion?
Yes.
I will make a motion to approve the aviation program's field trip to Orlando.
Second.
Okay, so tell us about it. This is new.
No, I think it's. Same one. Yeah, we've done this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah,
Same one.
that loop.
Oh, yeah.
2 years ago, where they went down and used the flight simulators, we'll be flying down and back on the same day.
Oh, no, not the field trip, I meant the request. The request was new, right?
Like this, always look at state cases schools work at, and the timeframes necessary, but we finally got dates on the calendar, we're ready to move forward for approval. So
Okay.
we would leave in the morning, parents would drop off at Tweed, fly down to Orlando, a bus would take us to the flight simulators, students would do the flight simulators again, come back, parents would pick up at Tweed anything.
That was fun.
Fabulous experience.
I forgot to put my landing gear down.
Oh, that's right, you're really.
Yeah, I wasn't a good pilot, so.
I crashed.
No.
On the first page, yes.
Oh, the dates are on the
2/12/25 on the first one, but
The date it was submitted.
this next date is correct.
Oh, it says date of trip, 5/16. The other one is just the date of the form.
Yeah, the date was
Okay.
So this previous one, the form was submitted in May?
What? No,
No, that's
They
when the field trip
submitted
is.
Oh.
The request.
But this warrant is when it was submitted.
You're my dear.
Oh, there you go. Now we're talking.
Any other questions or comments? No? Roll call?
Ms. De Palma?
Yes.
Ms. DeLongo?
Yes.
Mr. Hennessy?
No.
Ms. Johnson?
Yes.
Ms. Putney?
Yes.
Ms. Santiago?
Yes.
Ms. Torello?
Yes.
Dr. DeLucia?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Okay, that concludes our agenda items for this evening. Please, again, as always, let us know if there's anything you would like to add for our next agenda. We have here April 8th, 2025.
Tuesday?
No, next Tuesday is April 1st. We will be meeting, you're going to be getting an email, so we could talk about,
Finance.
yeah.
budget.
Yeah.
Sure is.
Yeah.
What time is our meeting gonna be?
Do you know what time that's going to be?
So, we're gonna be discussing, potential,
Budgets.
yeah.
Changes.
So a budget workshop on April 1st?
Yeah, budget workshop.
Also,
Do we have a
just
time
to
for
let
that?
everybody know, the public hearing for the
We're gonna
Board of
do,
Ed-
I think, 6, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I will not be here.
Oh, you're gonna miss it.
I can't be here for 6, I'm sorry.
No, we'll probably still be here whatever time you
Oh,
make
yeah.
it,
Yeah.
so.
Zoom on in.
Sorry, your question?
You won't wanna miss.
You were saying that, is it in the state of the address on Thursday?
No, the Board of Ed public hearing
Yes.
was moved from
Yes.
April 21st to April 22nd. April 22nd is a Board of Education meeting night, so that we may have to cancel.
Yeah, just so you guys know, because they just changed the public hearing for the Board of Ed to our Board of Ed meeting night.
I wonder why. Changed to that one.
So,
Yeah, well, they always schedule them.
So the meeting,
You know, a
so
million
Michelle,
and
do you
one
want to just post a meeting cancellation for April
Yes.
22nd?
yeah, and if we need to, we're just gonna have to add a special meeting, or I was gonna say, should we wait in case they change their meeting again?
Well, let's meet on April 1st, and then we can make a determination on whether we need another one at that point.
I think so. I think that's good.
There you go, yeah.
All right, that sounds good.
Yeah. Okay.
No, they always schedule,
Yeah.
and have to rearrange them.
8:03?
Everything's, yeah.
See you later, Tom.
But yeah.